All right. Back for real this time. So now it's almost like I just started a new stream. So I will obviously divide my YouTube VODs up into Evercraft Online, the previous one, and now this is going to be some itch.io variety. And all the games that I have selected are from a game jam called LSD Jam. And for people that don't know, uh, there's a very famous, kind of weird Japanese indie game on the PS1 that was called LSD Dream Emulator, which was a little game that a guy made based on a dream journal that he wrote. And just the gameplay is really unconventional. It's just all around a very strange game, but it has a pretty big following these days because of just how weird it is. It oftentimes had moments of real video mixed in with very low polygon uh, environments, kind of strange noises. Like every footstep you would take would make some weird sound. And just by touching a wall, you would enter a different dream. And let's see. So it's kind of like the requirements, I guess, for something to be LSD inspired game, not LSD the drug, but that it's usually a series of smaller experiences together. They're usually very low fidelity, low polygon, kind of crusty looking, somewhat surreal. You'll see a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. And the first one I'm going to play is called Mercury Island. This is from LSD Jam 2021. It says explore a large mysterious island via long linear sequence of memories. Talk to island inhabitants, relax on the beach, discover all the secrets the island has to offer. From the screenshots, this one looks really good. And it's created by Jacob Potterfield. Okay. Anytime I open a new game, there's always a risk of loud, sudden noises playing, so be aware of that. I try to get the sound down as soon as I can, but sometimes it just blasts you and you can't stop it. Oh no, it's trying to open Steam VR. Please, devs. Jesus. Okay. Volume. Put this down here. Yeah, I love itch variety games. Endless source of indie entertainment. The Steam VR encountered a critical error. Whoa. Well, you're not supposed to be open anyway, Steam VR, so I don't care. And that proves that this is... Oh, wow, that's still quite loud. This is Unreal Engine, and this is a common issue where all they really have to do, from what I read, is there's just literally a checkbox in the plugins menu that says to not open Steam VR. when the game opens. And I guess if you don't have a headset, you wouldn't notice it as a problem, but it's such a common problem. They must have fixed it in a patch or something because it's dumb for it to default to being on. So right now I have like a whole VR interface that you guys can't see that it's trying to run. Okay, is this still loud? Oh, it definitely has a filter. It's sort of like a crosshatch dither effect. It's actually cold in my room, and I enjoy that. Okay. Thanks for the follow, Tony Streamer, fellow itch enjoyer. Oh. I didn't know time was passing. Here, wait, let me reopen that since we wasted a bunch of time. I have my sound all the way down, so it shouldn't blast us. I know people are always like, you know, bitrate destruction and stuff like that, but most of the time when a game is destroying your bitrate, I think it's understandable because it's like it looks really glitchy and messy and stuff for the person playing it too. So it's like you're just having the same type of experience. This music wasn't playing before either. Man, I need a shortcut that lowers volume on games. Oh no, bots. Bye. I love like the gradient changing in the sky from like this bluish green, some sort of like electrical tree pattern going on up there too. Oh. Hello there, shadow person. Night concierge, welcome, so glad you could make it. I'm sure you could use a vacation after all you've been through. You can see the island behind me there in the distance. The walkways will guide you to your destination. Alright. The island is made up of the memories of permanent residents and vacationers like yourself. Don't be alarmed by sudden shifts in place or time. Dreams are often fragmented. Have a pleasant stay. I will. But first, I'm going to go over here. And it's day. I live in a state that has pretty regular northern lights slash aurora borealis, and I still have never seen it in person because I mostly live in places with a lot of light pollution in the cities. But one of these days, I'm going to drive a few miles north and be able to see them for myself. I really want to. Hello there, we have some doorways here for your convenience, so we'll bring you to the main island. There's a walkway that also leads to the main island, but I wouldn't recommend taking it. It's a very long walk, though the ocean views are lovely. You're tripping if you're seeing northern lights in Minnesota. Well, I highly disagree because I have a friend and former coworker who lives about halfway between Minneapolis and Duluth, who regularly gets like stunning Northern Lights video up in a city called Tofty. So Northern Lights are very common in northern Minnesota. And it's kind of a year-round thing, too. It just happens to be that when there's during winter months, becomes easier to see. Yeah, Tofty, please. I think it's spelled Tofti or something like that. And he has a really cool Twitter account. Like, he regularly just posts amazing video. I mean, some of his Northern Lights video, I'm sure, are influenced or are more visible with like longer exposure shots. But he's also posted just like, you know, random ones from his cell phone that didn't have long exposure, and it still looks pretty amazing. All right. Where did this take me? This effect is really nice. Not sure how it's showing up on stream, but it's like layers of dithering. Not a fan of the flickering, but it's kind of dreamlike. Camilla Uncle. Hello there, we have some doorways here for your convenience, so we'll bring you to the main island. Dogs barking. You're going to see this is sort of a theme of a lot of these games, is that they're going to be very filter heavy, post-processing intensive. Yeah, I guess you'd have to think about what dithering is exactly, because I know dithering is just a technique of recreating different shades using varying densities of pixels. So I think if a filter is recreating a dithering effect, I think it could still be considered dithering, because all it's doing is lowering the total amount of colors visible on screen at once, and then using, you know, like diffused piles of pixels in order to recreate the effect. So it's just a different way to get to the same thing. Resort guest. Can't complain about this weather, haha. I can't escape. Yeah, we're all trapped in our own heads. Can't escape. Oh, the Obra Dinn game does dithering properly. I see. Is it Fate of the Obra Dinn? I can't remember the actual title. Return of the something of the Obra Dinn? Wrong high school friend Hunger Pedro. Can't complain about this weather. Bees buzzing. Return of the Obra Dinn. Okay. Coroner Kimberly Carlos. Bees. I don't blame you, but you'll have to pay for it. Only a volcano... Timely. Would you get stuck? There was an open sky over the passageways with an immense rock formation. This one is called... Sorry, Mercury Island. Part of LSD Jam 2021. These look nice. Well, Mercury, like the planet and the element. I probably pronounce it weird. Oh, nice. Oh no, keyboard control driving, not a fan. Chunk, 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 chunk. I like what they're going for. Yeah, I think Return of the Obra Dinn, didn't they get an award at like the Indie Games something or other festival? Can't remember what they got for award. Knowledgeable movie star that I can't remember the name of, void in the shape of person. I don't blame you, but you'll have to pay for it. Only a volcano. Would you get stuck? There was an open sky. Okay. Unintelligible speech. I remember during that Indie Games award show that Inscription was winning an absurd amount of awards, that the people representing the team ran out of things to talk about, and they're just sort of awkwardly coming back up on stage again like, well, I only wrote 2 speeches, so... And they were on like their 6th award, and they just couldn't figure out what to say anymore. And then one of the other announcers was like, I hope you're all enjoying the Inscription Awards show, the 5th annual or whatever it was. Helpful, inexplicable sensation. Unintelligible speech is always helpful. They seem unimpressed by something. Not. Only a volcano. Hey, we're in New Vegas. Oh, in a car. I don't know if this is their intention, but I've definitely had feelings and dreams where I'll have just sentences that I'll remember and keep repeating in my mind that are nonsensical. Like I can't even figure out what is supposed to be being said. Then I'll wake up and I should write these down, but I'll invent a word in my sleep, and then I'll Google it after because I'm like not sure, is that a real word? For some reason it feels more profound if something literally came to you in a dream. Even though it's just your brain. It's like all the rest of your senses are asleep, but your brain is still a little bit awake, and your brain just never wants to stop doing stuff. Thank goodness. So it's just fooling around with like messy, non-credible data that it's being sent while you're sleeping. I think that's part of why it's so hard to remember dreams when you wake up, because your brain is like, none of that information matters. None of your other senses could support what just happened. You weren't actually seeing anything. You weren't actually hearing or tasting or smelling anything. It was all like information created from your brain being interpreted by your brain. So it's like, throw all that out. You're awake now. This is all the real info that matters for your survival. Now go reproduce. Like, yeah, introspective thoughts. I mean, that's just my own theory. Because it makes sense. Because it's like your brain only cares about credible experiences. Like if you only see something, you're less likely to remember it if you both saw and heard something. Like you could see an angry person or kind of assume that they look angry, but if you hear them yelling and you saw them, you're more likely to remember that, and it's going to be treated as more valuable information because like more of your senses are in agreement with that perception is what I think it is, so I'm going to remember this. It's going to be a stronger memory. But in a dream, you have none of that. So your brain's like, this is useless information. This isn't going to help me survive. Am I just driving through the woods right now? Just open the game on your computer and it looks worse than you're seeing it right now. Grid pattern is getting all squashed and looking... Huh. Did it open at a weird resolution for you or something? I mean, obviously, my stream is not going to be the best representation of it. Looks better on your computer. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe I did die. What is this noise? Is this supposed to be a radiation Geiger counter? Wait, who's this? No one there. Oh. According to shit, did I hit my... I God, oh shit, no, I am, what was, or an car is fucking am, I'm dead, my neck, it's so dark in here, animal or a child, what dead? Where am I? Oh no, God, where was that? That a deer, this is fucked, I'm dead, hurts, my head hurts, ow, what is this place? I think we've all been there. Did I hit my IO? Okay. Oh, it was a dir. It was a dir. So you had a dream that there were secret scientists in your house that ran away when you saw them? Here, Inspector, these beams look just fine. And that portrait on there gives them more credibility. I would trust this pier, Inspector. Very safe and normal. These bones will last 1,000 years. Nice. Damn, that's some clippy ocean. Oh, my ears. Oh, God. I could see this happening in a dream, though. Watching TV in 3D. Oh, another thing to consider too is I'm streaming in 720 60 FPS. And I have a feeling close to nobody out there would still have a 720 resolution monitor. You're probably 1080 or more, so it's downsampling my 1080 monitor down to 720, so you're going to lose a lot of the depth of like the dithering effects and stuff. Uncanny boss fear. These beams look just fine. Distant screaming. Suspicious coworker's brother Elijah screaming. Bees buzzing, can't speak. Between the beach and the same good passageways underneath. I gotta get away from this base boosted ocean. This is a nice view. Look at this. Nice framing. And we're back. I think one of the best portrayals of a dream I've ever had, or ever seen, that look the most like my dreams is that one scene in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You all, if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a sequence where the people's faces are just like blurred out. Like, I never see people's faces in my dreams. They're just always like really just smeared. Somehow I know that who I'm looking at is a certain person, but I can't see them. Oh, sorry. Steam. Oh my God. Steam VR, stop. Thank you for the follow. Aiden Universe. I have like Steam VR errors all over my monitor, blocking stuff, so I couldn't see the follows. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Kaemu and Closet HD. I missed those earlier. You see faces very clearly. Well, the only time I could clearly see a face is when I had a weird dream where I was... it's one where something in real life was affecting my dream. I was laying in an awkward position with my jaw like pressed to the side kind of harshly, so like my jaw was really messed up in real life, and then in the dream I could feel this, and I was like panicking in my dream. I was like, what happened to my face? And I remember looking in the mirror at myself, and I could see my own face in the mirror, but my jaw was just completely just like ripped out of my head or something. It's hard to explain. It was just like hanging loose in this like grotesque way, because in real life my jaw was being pushed by a pillow, but in my dream there was no pillow or anything. I thought my face was actually just messed up. That was so weird. It's like a dream that really stuck with me, and I hadn't had one similar since. Oh, nice. Thanks for the gift sub to Sunflower Script. Nice. Oh, yeah, and teeth and hair falling out in dreams is a really common one. I've had both of those, except my hair is very short and thinning in real life. So I don't need a dream for that. I ironically had a dream where my hair was growing uncontrollably, where it was like tangling in my face. And some reason it was like blonde hair too, even though I have like dark brown hair in real life. It was just like this long bristly hair is growing and across my face and my eyes. It was like overtaking my head, and I couldn't stop it. Salesman heat. Bees buzzing, can't speak, too hot. It's a distance between the beach and the same good passageways underneath. Inaudible, I am irregular, electric. Better to give the eye later than to ignore the urge to run home. I like these, like, what I guess are just generated phrases. Meant to just be nonsensical. Its skin falling off. And I've talked about this dream a lot, but my most common dream that I've had since I was a kid and still get now is where I'm in the woods and it's like cold and at night and I can't see anything at all except just barely the sky. And I'm like frantically running through the woods and I don't know what I'm running from. I'm just running and I'm very urgently trying to get away. And then I see very far in the distance some sort of light on in a house that is always the same amount of far away no matter how much I run. And I remember, like, I'm always falling and I can't run straight. I'm tripping over stuff and I'm trying to get back up and run and falling, and I never get any closer to the place the more that I run. But I've had that dream so many times. And I've also been, like, stabbed a lot in dreams and shot. And I think a lot of it just comes from that, like, I am very much a loner type personality. I've spent more time alone in my life than with anyone else. I'm always paranoid. I'm always, like, looking out for myself. So I think it only makes sense that in my dreams, feelings of, like, not trusting people and being afraid of others around me, it just, like, has an effect on my dreams. Opinionated. Inaudible, I am irregular, electric. Better to give the eye later than to ignore the urge to run home. Dogs barking. Oh yeah, and of course, bathroom dreams. I feel like bathroom anxiety dreams are one of the most common dreams around the world because everyone shits and pisses. So we can all we have peace of mind knowing that all humans have anxiety at some point about pissing and shitting. So it brings us together as people. You don't shit? Well, but do you give a shit? It's a question. But usually my bathroom dreams are where I have to pee so bad that in the dream I'm just continuously pissing and it never stops. Like the toilet is like overflowing and I can't stop. And I'm like panicking because I'm in a public space like, oh my God, how do I stop this? It's not flushing. It's not any, it's like, I mean, I'm glad that I don't. Because, oh God, loud music. Public bathrooms with no doors. Tons and tons of toilets. Yeah, I've had public bathroom dreams where there's so many toilets. And they're all these like complicated devices that I can't understand. Like I really have to use them, but I don't want to risk it because I don't know how they work. Weather is just perfect today. Gloomy childhood feeling cop. Heavy breathing. He's got to be randomly generated. I think I've seen just about everything. But in my dreams where I can't stop pissing, I think it's good that I never am able to stop pissing in the dream, because if I suddenly felt relief, something very bad would have happened in real life to allow for that feeling to happen. Family acquaintance Quinn. Heavy breathing. It's a distance. Okay. And this is kind of a common thing in LSD Dream Emulator where you just walk into doors and walls and it brings you to another place. Like another place that doesn't even make sense. Like you go into a house and you suddenly appear like on top of a temple somewhere. So this is all very thematic. Oh, I can watch the lights turn on. That's cool. At least one piss dream that didn't translate to real life. What are you trying to say? Slept with your cat on top of you and surprised you didn't dream of a paralysis demon or something. I've never owned a cat, but I've heard that cats can like try to kill you in your sleep. Like they can sometimes sleep on your face and suffocate you. Has anyone been killed by their cat before? I guess that's the question. Anyone in chat been killed by your cat? Hey, that rhymes. Suspicious. I wasn't following you. I am irregular electrical irregular electric. Thanks. I feel like that's how you get the full cat experience is by eventually your cat leads to your own demise. And that's like the end game of cat ownership. Okay, I'm going to give the game 30 more seconds and I'll move on to the next one. This has been really cool. I have a limiter on so you guys aren't hearing it as loud, but some moments where the music is like ear-bleedingly loud on my end, despite me having it turned down to like 10%. Kelsey Chan, thank you for the follow. So the likelihood that your cat is going to kill you depends on their opinion of you. So if they don't have a high opinion, they'll subdue you, according to Maddo Scientist. Oh, this is new. What? No, take me back. That was new. All right. Going to move on to the next game. Credits. Let's take a look at these real quick. Art and systems by Jacob Potterfield. Music by freesound.org. User TKKY. Evil-Minded Blues. Umbrellas to Mend. Barragan Sound System. Cool. That was Mercury Island. What should I do next? How about... This one is very similar, except it has... You'll see. It's a lot more emphasis on the characters. It's called Dream Mirage. Loud noise warning. Oh, I can close Steam VR finally. I hope the game doesn't immediately start. Please, devs, put some kind of menu. Do I play viewer games? Depends. If it seems thematic, fitting with what we're doing, it's possible. but no guarantees. Ooh, a Godot engine game. And it's starting right away. Hey. Dream Mirage. This is something I've wanted to make since I was 16, but I never knew how to even start with a project like this, so I always left it in the back of my mind. In 2021, I had some free time before starting university, so I finally learned how to code. Extremely awful code, but code nonetheless, and now I have this. But enough backstory. This is a little demo of the game I'm making where you can explore 3 maps, a city, abandoned building, and museum. Cool. This was made for LSD Jam 2020, I believe. It's created by Tom the Bastard. Only has 1 review. I mean, this looks really well made. I'm surprised this doesn't have more views. So, take a look at Dream Mirage. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I hope this doesn't get muted. I think it's Silent Hill 3. Yeah. I like how the cursor blinks. Yeah, I mean, that's what I really like about Itch, too, is that, well, it's not as liked by the people uploading the games, but there's just so many games on there that some games can be really good, and only a couple people have ever tried playing them. It's very easy to just kind of your game to be forgotten. Which, from like a game player slash streamer perspective, it kind of feels like, ooh, I might run into like a gem of a game. But I know from a developer that can be really frustrating, where it's like you put a ton of work into something and then just nobody sees it or even gives it a chance. Even though I do like Silent Hill music a lot, I kind of feel like it like distracts me a bit from this game because now I'm just thinking about Silent Hill. Stop sign that says RIP. Oh, I can jump. It's called Dream Mirage. Aiden, you can post a link to your game in chat. I'll take a look. Everything ends in 0. Interesting. Yeah, after this game, I'll open up the page. Oh, we have like fully illustrated characters. All these youths up to no good and they're smoking. Suddenly, it looks like he's zoning out. You don't know how long he's been upside down. And we're back. Whoa. Oh, me? I'm fine. Thanks, I really missed being here. Ew. Dude, when you're eating raw onions, don't you feel like your blood is getting cleaned? I mean, I used to work at a grocery store, and I remember I worked in a freezer, and we were cutting onions straight off the truck, and it was like the most intense onion I've ever experienced because it was as fresh as it can possibly get, or possibly get. And I couldn't even look at the onion. It was just like this, it was so pungent. I'm being serious here, I swear. Yeah, the music suddenly stopping made me think something really bad was gonna happen. Oh, hey. Wait, let me check. There's extra controls here. Caps lock to auto run. And there's a use key. Okay. Oh. There's lights on in the hotel. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to be going. Oh. Now we are Silent Hill. Where a lot of the most memorable music from all the Silent Hill games are usually like you don't even realize. Well, regular players of the game would realize, but like a lot of the most memorable songs only played for very small amounts of time in the game. I remember watching like Videobum play Silent Hill 2, I think it was. I was like, when's the song gonna play? That song everyone always plays on their own streams and stuff, and it's only for a very short amount of time. Hope this isn't an actual maze that I have to figure out. Oh. Hello, sir. Greetings, our soul transferring system is down, so the museum will be open to all lower life forms for the night. That's good to know. This is unfortunate. They're like 3D models now with the sprite. I like these guys. Look at that face. Got a forced perspective thing going on here. Like algo music. Algo. I'd say please smoke sign. We're in the Rugrats universe now with this music. Look at these assassins just plotting the demise of their owners. Absolutely despicable. Especially this one. We're getting the AI generated cats now. Got a wild pog cat. Oh. I hope this isn't a museum of anything goes. That'd be very terrifying. Yeah, meat processing moment. And like creepy ass video of someone just like filming someone else's funeral from a distance with like a zoom in lens. God, that whole game was just fucked. Is this Rugrats? No, that's what I was thinking. Hey, it's me. Oh, this warping. Not enough polygons. I don't think I can go up any higher. It's the top floor. I mean, if I find a game that is interesting enough, I could recommend it to Vinny for getting weird with it thing. He's played so many of these too that it's hard to keep track of what he has and hasn't played. We might have seen everything. Oh, there is a third exit to this room. Huh. It should be over here. I just need the backwards long jump. Guess I can jump backwards. Yeah, because here's the elevator. Then there's... Oh, no, I was misreading it. Never mind. Okay. It's only... Oh, there is still a third exit, though. So if I just turn right... There's that way. And then if I turn right and then left, there's another exit over here. Might go to the same place. Okay, I think... Yeah, I think I've seen everything. Oh, thank you for the follow, Cheesy Bean. No, this is all the same stuff. Yeah, how do I get out of here then? Thank you, Mr. Person. Oh yeah, soul transferring system is down. So all lower life forms are allowed. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna restart. Because there's a place at the very beginning I think I missed, and then I'll go on to the next game. Well, here's the intro. I didn't see it before. It's the first time I've seen one of these LSD-inspired games use real video footage like the original game did. I don't know what the story is with these people. I'm gonna check something real quick. More Silent Hill music. Okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we were here earlier. Okay, I wanted to see it because there was a light on in the hotel. I want to see if that's somewhere I can go. Oh, and there's a giant glowing thing on the horizon, too. This is just a random game on itch. It's not like this is like a $20 game on Steam or something. Oh, hi. Nothing to say? Yeah, I grew up with CRT TVs and monitors and stuff, and the scanline effect was never this intense. I think it's also because your eyes just don't focus on it unless you're really close to the TV. I mean, and not everything is trying to be like a faithful recreation. A lot of times it's like, I don't know, here's just some stylistic, or here's some motifs of that era that I will put into my game. Oh, this is the same place, isn't it? Yeah, let me go back. And I do, like, I still really like the PS1 kind of filter. I mean, obviously, yeah, it is being used to, like, in extreme excess because it's very convenient. It's not a whole lot of effort for a good effect. But I don't think that's inherently a bad thing. Just because it's easy to incorporate an effect in your game doesn't always mean that it's bad. I mean, if you're... oh, here's... haven't been here. It's definitely overused, and it's not always a crutch. Like, you still gotta have an interesting world, interesting level design, and characters, or whatever is going on into it. It can't, like, make the game for you, but I still like it. Like, I'm not tired of this whole thing yet, anyway. Maybe it's because I grew up with this kind of thing, so it's always comforting. Got posters that say gay. Sometimes we just have to accept that some things take time. I hope you're okay with that, you know? Right? That is a loud-ass hi-hat, though. Jeez. And I think when you're using all these filters and stuff, that there's like a way to use it where it's a good balance of like degrading the fidelity of the graphics like it's intended to do. A balance of that and it just being overwhelming. Like, what was that? The Liminal Dreams game that we played? I thought that was a really good balance of it. Like, after a while, I kind of forgot it was there, and I was just enjoying the world. But, you know, some games where it's like, it's so intense that it becomes like a hindrance on the gameplay. Well, not to mention, like, when you're making video and streaming and stuff, sometimes effects are so intense that people watching can barely tell what's going on. These are both men's bathrooms? They both have urinals. Funny thing is, I used to date an architect, licensed architect, and I was always curious where, like, I always wondered, does it cost extra money to put urinals in a bathroom? Because I would think that, well, let's just use the same toilet design for all bathrooms. Like, why do we have this extra utility, this whole separate device that has to be put in just for men's rooms? And according to her, that because urinals are actually easier to install than other types of toilets, and they are less um they put less wear on the plumbing or something. Like I guess there's an argument where it's like they make better use of water, they require less maintenance, and I mean most people, I hope, aren't shitting in urinals, so there's like less chances of there being clogs and problems with it. So even though it is a separate utility, that the fact that you have multiple things being installed isn't as bad because urinals are way less work to maintain or something like that. I don't know, it's been a long time. Smaller pipes are used, better use of water, more sanitary. Yeah. Yeah, I almost never use them in public. I guess that's you would only ever see them in public anyway. I don't know. It's just kind of I'd rather have privacy anyway. And I remember there are designs out there for like women's urinals, and they always are just so ridiculously unsanitary looking that I don't think anyone will ever come up with a design that can work and not be like completely humiliating to use. This is weird. I remember I was at a fair once where the bathroom, instead of urinals, it was just a giant, like, pig trough. My god, this hi-hat is just... Let me go into the bathroom to escape this hi-hat. Yeah, it was just like a giant metal trough, and there's like 15 dudes crowded around it pissing in it. It was like, this seems just so unsanitary and gross, but maybe it was more efficient? I don't know. You had way less privacy because you're just standing side by side with a bunch of dudes and you're all just like collectively pissing into one drain. Maybe it was a bonding experience. Maybe, you know, we understand more about our fellow man by pissing together. I don't know. I just didn't use that bathroom at all. It was just gross. And there's always, I don't know why we're talking about this, but there's always like in a really crowded public place, like a state fair or something like that, where you get like all different ages of people. It's like a big mixture of people. And there's always some much older guy who's like in his 70s or 80s who just does not give a fuck. And he's just like in a stall, the door's wide open. They'll just be like completely naked, just like shitting with in plain sight of everyone. And they don't care. I guess when you get to be that age, you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like kind of like at a gym shower, how much older people have absolutely no shame in themselves and just like walk around completely nude and they just talk to people and they're like blow drying their nether area in plain sight. Oh, maybe it's a very liberating feeling when you get to be that age and you no longer feel shame about your own body. You just do whatever you want. Look at this clock. Oh, we're back in Silent Hill. Okay, I was told there were 3 areas. I think we visited all 3. We have the city, the abandoned building, and the weird museum. I think that was all 3. Wait, there's a bar? Where's the bar? Okay, I'll give one last run through the city to try to find wherever this was. I mean, I agree that, America is definitely in a weird situation where like our Puritan upbringing has instilled a lot of fear of sexuality and nudity and stuff. That massive irony where it's like so much censorship over even the slightest hint of nudity, but then like violence is just like gratuitous. We just love violence and gore all the time. Not that everyone's that, there's a it's just like the stereotype. Whereas like other countries are much bigger at censoring violence, and then nudity is just kind of everywhere. I don't know how to feel. Like I was like as I got older, like nudity doesn't even phase me anymore. Like sometimes like if I'm playing a game or something and there's just like nudity that could be risky on Twitch, I might not even notice it at that point. I don't know, it's weird. And the internet has definitely like kind of for lack of a better non-suggestive term, the internet has kind of hardened us to we're just exposed to like all kinds of different types of eroticism and all these things that it's like doesn't phase us much. Like I might be trying to show my parents some clip from a game or something online and I realize like, oh, they're gonna really be uncomfortable by this of whatever I'm showing, even though it's like such a tame thing, but knowing that they were raised in like a very kind of sheltered Puritan way that to be more sensitive to things like that. Oh, and of course bidets. I wish bidets were more prominent here. Okay, I'm gonna make a sprint to look for this bar that I apparently missed that's full of characters. See, I know you can get your own bidet and all that, but I live in a house where I'm renting and the bathrooms are shared. So I can't just like install a random thing. I'm playing on a window that is very small, so my cursor I guess looks unusually large right now. You've learned from me from two things I learned in 10 minutes of watching the stream. You watch a lot of porn. Not true. Two, in one breath, you say you don't notice nudity, yet you notice old men being nude and value others not seeing your nudity by choosing stalls over yours. Well, in my defense, I'll say that my streams are extremely tangent oriented. So just talking about a lot of weird subjects in a row. So I'm not necessarily giving a like play-by-play depiction of my life and my ethics and views on things. I just like bringing up subjects that are relevant to what we're looking at in game because we were just looking at bathrooms and stuff. So I don't know. Why not? That should be pinned to my Discord FAQ. Yeah. Can't find this bar. If I'm moving faster from jumping. Thanks for the follow. Tenacious Explosivo. Well, I see so much nudity that I don't recognize it. I didn't mean to say that that I don't even recognize it. It's just more that I'm thinking in contrast to when I grew up. And growing up, like nudity, like if there's even a tiny bit in the movie, I absolutely could not watch it. Like the parents would not allow me to see anything. So it was a kind of a weird transition to be growing older and being on the internet and stuff like that. To even just seeing stuff in games and all that would like make me really nervous and uncomfortable. And then as I grew older, it's just kind of like, now I'm just so used to it. I mean, I obviously can tell that if I see something that is nudity, I'll see it, but it's not as like as much as when I was younger. Oh, here we go. Here's new people. All right. Oh, dude, I think my boyfriend's gonna be late again. Whatever. I heard there's a cool bar inside the abandoned building. The idea of going alone scares me. Oh, this person has no voice. It looks like she's chatting, but she never seems to actually write anything. I like this place so far. Jars of lightning bugs. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead's a good example. It was like one of those shows that was like treading the line of like, I can't let my parents see what they say on this show or they'll never let me watch it again. Remember my cousins weren't even allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy? Like my family and extended family and stuff, like we're not really religious or anything. That's not the reasoning for it. I think they were all raised very like conservatively. So just anything even like mildly sexually suggestive was like absolutely not. But my cousins weren't even allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy because there was, I think they saw the episode where Ren had a corn addiction. He's getting magazines of like corn stalks and stuff, and he was like so addicted to corn that he was like locked in his bathroom, and Stimpy was trying to get him out of there because he couldn't stop looking at corn. So my aunt was just like, "Okay, we're never watching Nickelodeon again. Not at our house," because of that episode of Ren and Stimpy. All that amen break in its purest form. Amen, amen. Music stops. She looks uncomfortable. Look at these smug dudes. This is how you dance to drum and bass. Is she waiting for someone? He looks like he's not having much going on. What? I'm on break. How long am I gonna be on break? Who cares? I'm the boss, dude. Oh, look at this guy. They're in the middle of a firmware update. Oh dear. You You know, although there's so much noise here, it still feels peaceful somehow.
Hey.
You know what I mean? University life looks rough. All right. Feels like this is made by someone who's never actually been to a nightclub, right? I mean, I don't claim to be well versed in nightclub life or anything, but I've been to a lot of live electronic music shows. Usually everything is sticky because of so many spilled drinks, and it just smells like cigarettes and weed, and people are like passing out, and the bathroom is just covered in like litter, and it's disgusting inside. I guess it depends on where you go. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. Okay. Well, I think that was everything to see. Dream Mirage. Having flashbacks to college. Actually, no. My college experience was like, um, I really didn't do anything stereotypically associated with college life. Believe it or not, because I'm just a very introverted, nerdy person who didn't go drinking. Like, I still don't drink alcohol. I'm 34 and I've never been drunk. I don't smoke anything. I don't, I really don't do anything. Are you talking about UK version of The Simpsons? Hmm. Okay, what do we have next? So earlier we did Mercury Island, Dream Mirage. What if I should move on to, oh, this one's going to be very strange. The only comments on this one are, this is not a game. Where iOS? That wasn't a game at all. It's called Metashed. Curious where this will go. I mean, I feel like The Simpsons was definitely pushed around almost all of like the Western world. Like I hear people talk about, even like non-Americans talk about like what an effect Simpsons had. You see like bootlegs of Simpsons characters in like South America all the time. And remember like Joel doing what do you call it? GeoGuessr streams, like run into like Goku graffiti and Bort. Okay. Volume levels, and we're down. Okay, sorry, that was really loud. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at your game, Aiden. I'll open a tab for that so I don't forget. Let me go find that link again. Alright. have a tab open for that so I don't forget. Okay, so the description of this one. Get ready for this. Description of Metashed. Cottage out enabled was entirely greatly prevent message. No procured unlocked and likewise. Dear, but what she been over gay felt body? 6 principles, advantages, and use entreaties decisively. Eat, met, has dwelling unpacked, see whatever followed. Court in of leave again as am. Greater 16 to forming kernel no on B. So an advice hardly Barton. He be turned sudden engage manner spirit. Far concluded not his something extremity. Want for we faith and he gate. On he of played he ladies answer little enough nature. Blessing. Okay, this goes on for like several more paragraphs. Some of the words are in bold. Some say, so if I only read the bold words, cottage out, no procured unlocked, dear but what, 6 principles, eat, met has dwelling, greater 16, so in advice he be turned. Something extremity, so that doesn't help. And like reading things backwards, prevent greatly entered was enabled, okay, nothing helps. I think this is just entirely AI generated. This is created by Microtar Games. Hey, I know Monotone Tim. He acknowledged my name one time. He now streams under a different name. What is it, like, I'm not even kidding, I think it's like Stereotone Tim, where he just puts like a camera facing his TV and he plays Chrono Trigger now. It's interesting. Okay. I'm going to restart it just because there was something at the very beginning that got cut off because I was panicking lowering the volume. Oh, it was just controls that said jump and look. Whoa, okay. I'm moving the mouse right now and it's like rotating the scene. It's very, like, mouse sensitivity is extremely low. I'm like swiping the full length of my desk to even move this much. And it's inverted. Four. 1. Oh, we generally believe that if we grasp the key of the problem, everything else will be solved. Understanding clearly what kind of existence the Industrial Revolution is the key to solving all problems. Why did the Industrial Revolution happen? Voltaire said, before that upholding a great cause of will requires unwavering spirit. This makes me think deeply. Occurrence of the Industrial Revolution, how exactly need to be achieved and how will it occur if the Industrial Revolution does not occur? Shakespeare said, before that a person's life is short, but if you live this life despicably, it will be too long. With this sentence, we have to examine this issue more carefully, and these are not entirely important. The more important question is the Industrial Revolution. What will happen if it happens? What will happen if it doesn't happen? Is this a philosophy student paper? I also think deeply about this issue every day and night. In that case, the Industrial Revolution, how to achieve it. Generally speaking, I think Bismarck said, before that, failure is the last test of perseverance. I hope you can also appreciate this sentence. Seneca, could be mispronouncing, said this accidentally that life is like a fable. Its value is not in its length, but in its content. Hope you can also appreciate this sentence. I think generally speaking, I also think deeply about this issue every day and night. Everyone has to face these problems. This is feeling randomly generated. When facing such problems, I can't said before that since I have embarked on this path, nothing should hinder me from going down this path. Although this sentence is very short, it makes me think about, okay. Understanding clearly what kind of existence industrial revolution is key to industrial revolution and thinking about it. Okay. Okay, speed run time. Really makes you think. Yeah, I see what people are talking about in the comments. I think it's funny though. I'll give it 10 more seconds. This is a part of the LSD jam. So this could be this person's way of interpreting dreams, where it's just a lot of nonsense, blurry imagery, and incomplete thoughts or something. I can turn off the filter. Whoa. He has straight up lorem ipsum in the thing here. Game looks quite a bit different. I mean, it's easier to tell what's going on. Okay, there's just effects, which just looks like a posterize or like a contrast boosting. Then pixelize just lowers as like a mosaic effect. Yeah, I guess for you guys, it would probably look a lot worse. But is this a game? I don't know, it's like a whole discussion where it's like, I feel like for the convenience of explaining to someone what something is, I think it can be called a game. It's like when people sit and try to analyze, you know, what exactly makes something a game, when like this, for example, sure, there's no way to win or to lose or whatever. It's just kind of an experience. But if you get into the area of just calling things experiences and not games, it's so vague that someone might not know what you're talking about. If you say like, oh, it's not a game, it's just an experience. But like, okay, but how do you access this? Well, it's using a game engine. It's on a computer. You use your keyboard, you use your mouse. Oh, but it's not a game? No. But it's, you know, made in using tools and techniques and all kinds of things that go into producing a game, but it's not a game by definition. Well, then what is it? I don't know, it's interactive. I feel like for the sake of understanding, it's just an experimental game. It's interactive in the sense that I am progressing the generation of this text, I suppose. I'm not just watching a video. Like a video would have a start and an end that you have no control over, whereas this just continues to exist forever. Thanks for the follow, Rumble OS. It's not even interactive fiction, it's just text accompanied by images. But that's like such a whole messy argument. It's kind of like saying, well, what is art? And then you're like, well, can video games be art? What makes a video game art? Because then it's just like opinions and people treating opinions as facts. And then it's like, okay, how can we objectively critique art? Like if art is subjective, how can we be objective? Like, oh, it's like arguments that are just discussions that a lot of us have probably had a 1,000 times in our lifetime. Okay. So that was Metashed. An experience, an interactive experience. Wait, it has a website? Where's this website going to take me? What on earth? Oh, it's the developer's website. Okay. I know you guys can't see this, but it's like... Huh. Wonder what other games that person's made. Let me check. Their previous games are twin turbo supercharged nitro fueled Papa Mobile. It's an action game. And then before that was Ingenious Turtle. Evaluate deductions, falsifying wrong statements, improve truths in world craziest logic game. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great that game design tools are so readily available that like almost anyone can just, if they have just some weird idea, just put something together, throw it online, and there you go. I like strangeness, unconventional things.